As we enter into our time of offering, a big thank you for all the ways that you support God's ministry through Good Soil. There are a lot of exciting things happening here, and we give thanks to God for the leaders that God has raised up in and through this community to serve even in the respects of word and sacrament ministry. As I mentioned during the announcements time, our stewardship theme is Everyday Saints. And so as we continue through the month, we'll be highlighting some everyday saints in our midst. And today, we're going to highlight Sylvia Rosenbush. I'm going to read a few things for you and share who Sylvia is, and we're going to put her picture up here on the screen so you can see who Sylvia is. A reminder to use that insert in your bulletin to send your Everyday Saints sentences and a photo to goodsoilav@gmail.com. And I'm going to share a little bit about Sylvia today. Sylvia Rosenbush, as some of you may know, several months ago we received an estate gift from her that she decided to leave for her Lutheran church home to completely multiply the ministry and mission that her Lutheran church was able to do. Sylvia Peterson was born in 1903 and married Walter Rosenbush, who was a World War I veteran from Indiana. They had two daughters, Gladys, born in 1921, and Nancy, born in 1935, and both of them grew up with their whole family at Faith Lutheran Church in Lakewood, one of Good Soil's predecessor congregations. Members who remember them say that the Rosenbush family always sat on the right side, about four-fourths of the way back on the aisle. We kind of know where people sit sometimes, not always, but sometimes, but that's where they were. Gladys was born with a developmental disability, and so Sylvia was her primary caretaker her whole life. They lived together. And then after Sylvia's death, Gladys went to live at the Filling Home in Ohio, which is a Lutheran social services faith-based provider that offers services to individuals with disabilities, especially developmental disabilities. And Gladys lived there until her death in 2017. Sylvia passed in 1991, and Pastor Schloop, some of you may know who he was, officiated her funeral. Good Soil received the remainder of Sylvia's estate because it was given for her faith community, and that amount was $104,000. And I would like to share with you a letter that we gave to Northeastern Ohio Synod, telling them about this generous gift and also offering a 10% tithe, which we sent a few months ago. I'd like to share that letter with all of you now. Dear Bishop Barbins and the Synod staff at Northeastern Ohio Synod, recently, Good Soil was blessed to be a recipient of a legacy estate gift from former member Sylvia Rosenbush in the amount of $104,151. Thanks be to God for the generosity of this woman of faith. Good Soil's gift policy, established at our annual meeting in 2021, outlines that gifts exceeding $1,000 will be tithed, a 10% gift. Very biblical. I'm thrilled to share that Good Soil's council has unanimously voted to give that $10,415 as an offering toward our mission support of Northeastern Ohio Synod, formerly called Benevolence back in the day. That's supporting the wider mission of not only our synod, but the ELCA as a whole, supporting programs like ELCA World Hunger, Lutheran Disaster Response, raising up new leaders and scholarships, etc. Sylvia was a former member of one of Good Soil's predecessor congregations, Faith Lutheran in Lakewood. Her name was not included in the membership roll when I arrived to Good Soil, the Good Soil roll, because she died in 2017. So this gift was an unexpected, spirit-filled surprise for me. Some former members have faint memories of her and her two children who decades ago always sat on the right-hand side near the aisle, about three-quarters of the way back. She was an ordinary, everyday saint who has shown extraordinary generosity in supporting Christ's mission through the church. We are filled with gratitude for her faith that led her to leave this estate gift for the sake of sustaining Christ's ministry for those who came after her, most of whom she had never even met. Part of this money has immediately gone to use in the overdue replacement of Good Soil's roof, alongside funds raised by the congregation during our Building Joy roof replacement campaign this past spring. The other part has been set aside as funds for the vision that comes out of the Dandelion Project. The vision, the purpose statement, the guiding principles, the 2 to 3 internal priorities and external priorities. We've spoken a bit about that. More to come in November about that process. But that process will begin at our next Dandelion Project training this fall. We give thanks for this unexpected blessing. We thank Sylvia for her faith and generosity. And we thank the Northeastern Ohio Synod for the opportunities and ministries that we are blessed to share in as we walk together in faith. Pastor Marissa Harrison and the people of Good Soil Lutheran Ministries. Amen. Let us give our offerings to God, thanking God for all the blessings that God entrusts to us, joining them together and bringing them forward to the altar. We continue with our offerings and the offertory.